has been 10 days since USS Aspro has left her home port at Pearl Harbor to go to her patrol zone in the Luzon Strait. Just north of the Mariana Islands, on January 28th at 22:13, radar picks up contact bearing 040. It is a convoy, and USS Aspro changes her course to intercept. Visual contact is made with the convoy at 22:49, with 2 destroyers escorting it. I dive to a depth of 120 feet to try and slip past the convoy. One of the destroyers breaks formation from the convoy and heads straight towards me. I keep track of its position using the hydrophone as it tries to search for me. I successfully slip past the destroyers remaining undetected. At 23:20 I rise to periscope depth and assess the situation on the surface. I find myself in between the merchants and the destroyers, which will make it much more difficult to discern my propeller noise on the enemy hydrophones. I am also perfectly lined up at a 90-degree angle to one of the Japanese merchant ships, and I start to make my torpedo solution. Because of the choppy waves, it is important for me to be very close to the enemy ships in order to get an accurate range. I quickly enter in my estimations for range, angle on bow and speed. There isn't much time to lose because of the short range, and I fire the torpedoes as soon as I have the solution. I fire off 3 torpedoes at the shallowest depth with 2 degrees of spread angle. All 3 of the torpedoes hit the target, and once they do, I start calculating the next solution. I fire off 3 more torpedoes, but my solution is not calculated properly and all the torpedoes miss the target. After this failed attack, I am left with no more torpedoes in my bow tubes. I dive to 120 feet to evade the destroyers. I load 1 more torpedo into the bow tubes and go back to periscope depth to try and sink 1 more freighter. One torpedo was not enough to sink the ship, and it survives. After this, I decide that the attack is finished. I dive to maximum depth and wait for the convoy to leave the area. Destroyers linger in the area for a little while, but they leave after a few hours, not being able to detect my submarine. By 10:50 AM on January 29th, there are no more hydrophone contacts, and I feel it is safe to surface.